Hi, this is Majinoni, and I'm going to do both of these reviews together for Avengers Academy number 3 and Thunderbolts 147 because they basically take place at roughly about the same time. There's going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't read your books, please come back later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Avengers Academy. The one thing I'm going to say about actually these two books is there is a problem in that this ends at the cliffhanger, and this basically tells you almost what happens. It doesn't tell you what happens in the next couple of minutes after the cliffhanger, exactly, but when you read this, you know exactly how this ends, and I think it ruins it. And I think if you're smart, you should be able to figure out how it's not going to end anyways. But anyways, here we go. We basically get the origin of Hazmat. She has a boyfriend and going to school. Her life is nearly perfect. Her powers kick in, and they determine she's not a mutant, and then everybody fears her except for Norman Osborn. Now, I'm going to applaud them in the fact that they didn't make her a mutant, because there's been so many mutants. It seemed like for a while every hero villain that came out was a mutant. So at least now we have somebody who's not. So, okay, I'm like, that's good. My problem now is this. Hazmat has this incredible power to, for disease, radioactivity, and stuff like that. Even with her suit to contain this stuff, what is she doing on a battlefield with other heroes that accidentally can just get infested by this stuff? I think this is a very poor judgment in terms of a character, in terms of editing, the editor, the writers, things like that. I think Hazmat's a great character. Hazmat is not a great character for battle with a team. She's more of a background character, somebody behind the scenes, somebody who goes in stealthily, does something, and then leaves. Because if that suit ruptures, they're dead. And, you can see that she's using some kind of not energy, but she's doing something with, when you look at, it's like up close, her hands are all like pixelated, fuzzy, and it leaves a trail. So she's obviously doing something. And what's the likelihood of, in heat of a battle, one of these guys picking that up? Bad idea, guys. Anyways, they're having little arguments because, there's some jealousy with these two kissing and stuff. And they go into basic training with substitute teachers. So Iron Fist is the first one. And basically what's going on is they found out that they're part of this new program called Scared Straight, where they're going to take him to the raft. And Hazmat learns that Norman Osborn is in the raft. So she's basically going to the characters that have a grudge against Norman Osborn. Next up we have Valkyrie, and Valkyrie's basically feeding them meat and teaching them that you don't need man, and mankind has created this wonderful item, and unfortunately we don't get to find out what that item is because Tiger comes in and scolds them. Now, they get into one of their jets, they fly off to the raft, but before they do that, we see that Speedball still is now cutting himself, and I'm sure that's going to be a significant character development thing, but unfortunately I think we all know it's going to be forgotten in a couple issues. So they go to the raft and they get a tour and they get to see supervillains and whatnot. And what I think was kind of funny is they bring in members of the Thunderbolt, and basically the Thunderbolt members are supposed to tell them, no, don't do anything wrong. But then, the Ghost is screaming about how, like, Stark Enterprises is putting them down, and, he's innocent, and buck the system. Then you have the Juggernaut saying pretty much the same thing. Then you have Moonstone antagonizing Speedball. And, anyways, Hazmat, during all of this, Hazmat basically can cause an EMP. So, whoosh. Nobody knew that, and she took full advantage of that. They used the darkness as a distraction. Hazmat, the two other buddies here, find Norman Osborn, and they're basically going to kill him. Now, again, I think you guys are smart enough to figure out that that's not going to happen. Norman's not going to go down because of his 3x, science experiments. Overall, I thought the art was good, though. Going on to Thunderbolts. Now, if you remember from last time, you have they're fighting those Cthulhu-like creature tentacle monsters, and there's reference to the Scared Straight program again. And it's a lot of action, a lot of banging, bang bang, explosion-like things. And I thought this part was kind of cool. Man-Thing even gets involved, ripping the creature's tentacle thing out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have some issues with the art. I thought this part was just wonderful. Lots of good action, a lot of good fighting, doing it old school style, hollow point bullets, and then Crossbones gets exposed to this gas. Now, supposedly they're supposed to be wearing masks, so I don't know if they're going to make reference to this later, and I'll get to that in just a second, what I mean by that. So, they basically go, shut down the cave, and then they give everybody a checkup. Mock is injured pretty bad, and Crossbones, there's no trace of the mist in Crossbones. So that's why he's like, really? But in theory, the mask should have saved him, so I don't know if somebody's going to pick that plot point up later. Personally, I hope they don't, because he's a better Captain America villain without these crazy powers. Just guns is all he needs. Now, about this time here, you have the EMP going off here, and then the prisoners are escaping, and they're taking full advantage of the situation. You have basically Songbird holding off some people. You have Juggernaut encountering some other villains, killing a guard. Man-Thing escapes. You have U.S. Agent taking on guards. Now, I thought this was really cool because, as you can see, U.S. Agent's lost his arm, he's lost a leg, and he is just kicking ass. And same with Luke Cage. Luke Cage hooks up with the Purple Man, and you know what that means. There's going to be some beatdowns. I thought the panel sequences were really good. The action is just flowing. Songbird's asking for Moonstone for help, and Moonstone's just not helping at all. Even U.S. Agent is just kicking ass for a one-legged man hopping. And Luke Cage is just like, this is all you got? Say my name, say it, and he's just kicking butt. Pretty much everybody just shows what they're made of, and they do a really good job. And at the end, Purple Man's trying to influence Power Man, and he's like, dude, I got nanobites in my head. It's not going to work. And takes him out. Juggernaut helped the escaped prisoners, but what he did was he led them outside just so this way they jump in the water and get attacked by the jellyfish. So this is where we know that basically nothing really happens because they restore power and everything, and the heroes get chewed out, but nothing. You can tell nothing happened because they're not. They make a reference to the fact they went after Norman Osborn, but they don't say what happened. Now, if they kill Norman, something would have been said by that. So, but nothing really happened. They'd be locked away if Norman was killed. So that's basically the end of that. Now, I'm still enjoying the Thunderbolts Academy. I'm really iffy on, and I'm getting pretty close to canceling it. I'm not liking the direction, I guess you can say, this is going. I thought the art, though, was good, but it's just not, I don't really care about the characters that much, I guess. Thunderbolts, though, I'm still in for the ride. We'll see where it goes from there. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. Subscribe to the channel. And tell me, what do you guys think? What do you guys think happened with these guys? I think pretty much Norman just gave him the finger and didn't really help him much. Because originally I think they were supposed to try to get Norman to tell them how to fix their problems, which obviously he's not going to do. And they're not going to kill him either. So I'm kind of curious to see how he manages to stay alive. Like I said, Nick, that's about it. Good. And it's average. So until next time.